what's up, guys? We're going to do some more artwork this morning. I need to verify that I'm live and adjust my volume and then do the social media posts. It takes about a minute. I'll be done with that so I can see you after the bump. It takes about a minute. I'll be done with that so I can see you after the bump. Let's drop that volume down and grab the link. And we got like 3 posts to do. So, hey, I'll distract you while I'm doing this so that you don't feel like I've wasted your life. My name's Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them. I publish them online. And I am creating content for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We're creating an adventure for Eberron using the 2024 rules. It's called Crystals of Mabar. You can see the book cover here on screen. We made that back around episode 40. We're currently at episode, 615 of this stream. 16, holy Hannah. So we've been at this for a while. But we're almost done. It should be done in the first half of January. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm now just clearing my plates. And let's go in here and adjust our layers so that I am face forward. What's up? If you find today's stuff fun, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications when we are live in the future. Hold on real quick. Beep, 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 beep. Just had to fix last bits. There we go. All right, cool. So we're going to keep working. We're making monster tokens for the monster manual creature portfolio section of the adventure. And hey, Daph, it's good to see you, my guy. Thanks a lot for being here. Stream last night was a hell of a lot of fun. We were building communities using the Bastion campaign system that I built to expand on the Bastion idea in the 2024 DMG. So that's a lot of fun. It basically converts a community is a collection of structures, but it's a facility outside of your bastion. So you'll have like your fortress, and then you'll have the land around your fortress. It's still under your control. So a settlement is a facility that provides large accommodations for buildings, people, structures, stuff like that. And then the settlement is capable of harvesting material that can then be used to craft and empower items and stuff. Hey, what's up? I was going to jump onto that stream, but I had a lot. Oh man, you don't owe me anything, but thanks a lot. Yeah, it was great. I think we capped at 13, so that was cool. I picked up a couple subscribers, and hopefully we'll see some of these people that are checking stuff out. Hopefully we'll see them drop into the Discord and build with us. But I'm really looking forward to running that campaign. I'm getting. I think the tempo. The pace of the campaign should be delicate enough that I can afford to be producing material and developing that adventure or that campaign along with the players. And so yeah, I'm really excited about it. But it's really fun, and we just take like the idea of facilities can be expanded out. Like if you have a workshop, like workshop's a facility. But if you think about it, if you're focusing on workshops, then that's basically your business. So that itself could be a standalone shop. But from the perspective of a community, you could have multiple workshops in your community, but you don't worry about any specifics of any of them unless the player gets involved with them, and then they take over the government facilities of that settlement and start issuing orders to the settlement to harvest different goods, create different stuff. But it's structured a settlement is basically just a bastion with a very large footprint that can also have other bastions unrelated to the government occupying it. And you could charge a tax for them to be there that can get absorbed into the cost of maintaining lifestyles for the community. The lifestyle that the government can provide is the maximum level of comfort that anyone can achieve in that community with the resources in that community. So if the government's only capable of pulling off a comfortable lifestyle for its citizens, that means regardless of the citizens' efforts, if they want better than a comfortable lifestyle, they're going to have to find the materials, the accoutrement, amenities that go with that wealthy lifestyle. They're going to have to import it through trade, which is going to eat up one of your orders that you can issue as a bastion. Like, we're specifically going to be importing higher quality materials than the settlement that we're in can produce. So that's why a metropolis is so critical to civilization, because it can sustain things for seasons or years at a time. So it can establish a decent lifestyle opportunity for anyone that goes there. And since it can maintain it longer and hit those higher numbers, like Waterdeep, for instance, can provide an aristocratic lifestyle to anyone that is willing to pay for it. In a village, a hamlet out in the middle of nowhere, probably won't have the resources available to accommodate that sort of a... Sorry, 1 second. To accommodate that level of decadence, because they just don't have the resources. They don't have the people pouring into it. They don't have the money or the manpower to pull it off. So you can accomplish bigger and bigger things in larger and larger community hubs. I'm rambling a bit, but I love it. Yeah, it's great. Now, you could provide free housing to everybody, and that would basically be barracks with non-military personnel populating. A first rank bastion can accommodate or can basically fund 10 soldiers, right? So if I had a town of 4,000 people and I wanted to provide housing and basically living for everybody, like minimal expenses required, and that would require a minimum poor lifestyle, which means that would be 1 bastion point per 10 people at first rank until the population grows to a village, and then it would be you can have up to 100 citizens in 1 bastion point worth of barracks, but each barracks has to have at least 2 points in it. So now you need 80 points at second rank. So it becomes more and more efficient for you to house more and more people. But 80 bastion points is twice the number needed to be a 5th rank metropolis. So the scaling of resources I think it's geometric, in that you scale up for each, like the more points you have, the higher rank your settlement or your bastion is. The higher rank it is, the more points you can spend on each facility. The higher rank each facility, the more it can do, or the more people it can house. So I haven't done the math on that. I'm kind of curious about it now. Like, is that, like, if I had a village of 4,000 people and I wanted to provide housing for all of them and have the government, quote unquote, the government pay for all of their living expenses, town of 4,000, third rank could have up to 1,000 people. That would only be 12 points that I would have to spend at third rank to provide housing for everybody. But it would be 12 points out of the possible 30 that I would have available. I could pull it off. Yeah, we could actually pull that off. It would have to be like 3 points in garden, 3 points into greenhouses for the harvesting operations of the food needed. So that would take us 6 plus the 12 from housing everybody at 4,000. But like a town can get up to 10,000 people before it rolls over into a city. So if we maxed it out at 10, that would be 30 points that we would have to spend. And that meant there would be no extra bastion points left over for any amenities or like any facilities that actually create commerce for that community. So I think it kind of tops out. All right. Well, I'm done rambling about that for now. So thanks for going on the ride with me. I'm just messing around with this guy's thighs right now. We're gonna put leggings on them, so this isn't actually super important, but it is a place that I can gather my wits, as it were. So I think I'm keyed in now. on where I want to be with this piece. Let's go to here. I'm ignoring text. I'm not trying to. Give me a hot second here. I'm figuring out next step stuff. There, and this is here. Good. Take that there. And we'll go like this. And we'll go like this. All right. So what's up? Hey, Fox. What is up, Steve? I like the green skin and the purple pants. Yeah, there's really good color balance in this piece. And I say that without seeing any color because this is what purple looks like, right? You have this flying V formation here where green is trailing behind everything else. And then you have green here, see, is balanced with each other. It's actually it has the same center point. So that complementary look of color that your eyes are giving you is mathematically accurate on this sliding scale here. Like, they just go together. They just literally just kind of oscillate around each other, like two sides of the same coin, you know? So I love that. I love that. I love that about color, like the theory of color. I like the math of it, even though I can't actually appreciate it myself. I appreciate the elegance of how the system operates, and I love that. Let's push this down into the trash drawer. Trash. Body. Okay, back to work. The reason I'm here is because I wanted to grab these things and pull them down just a smidge. And here. Better balance. All of them better worlds. Let's get back into here. Let's go into that thigh. Nope. Burp, burp. Yeah, okay, so we are messing around with basically lighting details. We'll add texturing and decals to the frame once we finish all the form lighting. So we're close to done with form lighting, and we'll be getting into just details here probably in like less than 5 minutes. And then at that point, we're just going for quality. I need to expand this here. Yeah, I don't have to worry about the specific musculature in the legs because it's going to have the purple leggings are going to have the swirly pattern. I'm basically just taking stuff from the reference image and just reposing it. I mean, with some artistic variants on armor and stuff. We'll add teeth and shit during the detail, but I like that teeth idea. That's a lot of fun. But I'm basically grabbing the color scheme off of this guy, as we do. He has a cape. And there's a universe inside of it. I like that. Okay, so I might not do the universal magic inside, but we can certainly whip up a whip. I can't believe I missed that detail. Let's get into it. This could change our world. Cape. What colors is a cape? Sharp blue. Bends into a purple. What's the light look like? Light is a very, very strong blue, and then a very dark purple is where it fades into. And what's our low end over here like? Yeah, it's got that purpliness. So they cool it. It's cool in the highlight, so it's warm in the shadow. That's a color balance thing that I've been observing and picking up on. So boy, oh boy, that's a sharp blue. I am not comfortable with going that sharp. That's just theoretical. No, what? Oh, the inside of this is nope. Here's the blue inside, and where was that red? I just saw a spike of red. That must have been over here. Yep. Yeah, it does have some red down here. Huh. Let's just grab a mid color like that. And it's purple. It'll be good. Hold on. I'm discontent. I like this song a lot. It's fun. Not happy, Bob. Not happy. There. Let's do that. There and there. All right, that's not so bad. All right, we'll go there. I'll just stop whinging on these details and let's get KP. Thank you, Timely Timer. I'm gonna rough that in here, just create some shape. Does this guy need a cape? Probably not. Am I gonna give him one because he's awesome? This is the highest CR monster in the adventure. Your characters are going to either be level 7 or 8, and they should not be taking on a level 13 Ultraloth. But you could be running this adventure as a one-shot, intentionally intending on killing these characters. And when they die, then you can roll back and start the adventure over with a different group, not having the Ultraloth, like knowing that the Ultraloth had killed them, and then you could run the adventure again from the you could start them in the dungeon, like in the combat path, going through the grotto, straight into the Nexus chamber, get into a fight, see the Ultraloth, get killed, and then rewind back the adventure to the very beginning of the village. The team now knows what the final boss battle is, and that kills the team, but you have a new team. And the new team is going to use a different path, not through the grotto, but either through the cemetery or through the flooded dungeon or the gatehouse to get down into the facilities through the lit path to get to the Nexus to see the original party die fighting the Ultraloth, and then your new party arrives after the Ultraloth has been whittled down as much as the team can, and now you've gone through the actual entire adventure and you know what's waiting for you at the end of it. You just have to find your way there, because in the first adventure you just get teleported directly into the dungeon. Square zero, here comes the Ultraloth, let's go. Boss fight up front, team dies, new team, starting at the beginning, getting hired to go find this artifact, and you know all this stuff that's going to happen, and then you can run through it again, and then that second team that you care about can kill it off. So you can do a palate cleanser before running this adventure with just a scrap team of, hey, just roll up some 7th level, like an alternate team, we're going to run them through, and then just butcher them with the Ultraloth. And then start over, and then run through, and then have the Ultraloth. You get it. So that's the fun thing about having multiple, like if you Jacques your adventure, as it were, like as a published adventure, if you create multiple paths that the team can rabbit hole down, and if you want to have replayability, you can literally run it again that way. But it was designed for paid DMs that wanted to establish something that they could run repeatedly in Eberron and not get bored of it. So we have multiple plot lines and multiple pathways through different portions of the adventure to allow the DM to like add stuff in as you want to spice things up, to keep it interesting for yourself, while you become more and more familiar with material every time you do. That's the idea anyway. But besides myself, we had 2 other DMs running this with their own teams. They came back with, it was according to the feedback, it was very easy for them to break the adventure apart and put it back together any way that they wanted to. The modularity of its design allows you to literally add and drop aspects of it depending on how you want to play with it. Ooh, I like this angle we've got going on here. That swoopiness is causing this neat energy flow. you can see how I got this energy flow that's pushing up this way. So you got the low point here ramping up, and the natural apex of that curve goes into his fist, which he's holding up triumphantly. That curve, I think, complements this curve we have going to here, which of course loops you back into leading you back to this point, which is already swooping upward. I think this has good movement in it. So yeah, I think the cape was a good idea. I know it's gonna get blocked off from the text, that we're gonna lose some of this. But this is also a token. Like, if you want to take that idea and actually run with it. Then you'll have a token ready for you, and it has to be a different token because they're Cyclops. Because this Ultroloth is formed from the bodies of the people that have been sacrificed to it, the necromancer that's performing the ritual, and the necrotic energy that is being siphoned in from the plane of Mabar to power all the energies of the Manifest Zone. That all coalesces into the body of an Ultraloth, because Yugoloths are native to the plane of Mabar, and Ultraloths are their commanders. They're the pit fiend of the Ultraloth, of the Yugoloth people, or demons, fiends. Fiends? Let's go with fiends. If I bring this in like that, does that help the energy? Bring the energy. No, it doesn't. So let's push this out. But yeah, I'm liking this. Oop, I gotta scroll down. Sorry, guys. Lols. I am the worst. I am the worst. I'm so sorry. I don't know enough about your system, so I'd end up just asking a bunch of stupid questions. I invite people to ask questions because I dive down rabbit holes all the fucking time. Posting on the C chat. There it is. Can't communicate context comment currently. Fair enough. My implant fell out last night. I was talking about that while we're on stream. It's like, it's so loose, I feel like it's gonna fall out. And then an hour later, I was flossing it. Because when you get a permanent bridge, you have to thread floss underneath it and go like this, because there'll be grime and rot that'll accumulate on your gums underneath underneath it if you don't thread through. So they have like this whole industry of making threaders, which are like ultra thin little slips, like they're like loops that are like this. So you can put dental floss through it, and so you can push this little piece of plastic through the gap so that you can floss underneath there, and it's fun. I enjoy doing it. So, but it was loose, and every time it would wiggle, I'd smell like this little scent of uncleanness. So I'm like, oh God, that's disgusting. So let's go, since it's loose, let's take this opportunity to floss the fuck out of that, to clean it up for, however long I have to have this, like have to have it all wibble like this. And so while I was flossing it to get the grime off, it just literally just popped out of my mouth and landed in the sink. I'm like, what the fuck? So my dentist is a 10-minute bus ride away, and they open at 8. So I'm going to be giving them a call, and it's like, I think what happened was I chipped it. It has a chip in it, and I think it's because I like to chew on chicken bones, and I think I cracked the sealant, the rubber cement stuff that they put up in there, the dental cement that they use to lock it to the stubs in my gums. I think chewing on the chicken bones cracked the sealant. Now so it's just been kind of loose ever since, and it's been 6 months, maybe 4 months, that it's been loose and wibbly like this, and it's finally wibbled itself loose enough to just fucking fall out of my head. So hopefully that means there's no structural damage to anything. It just needs to have a new, a new coat of cementing, and they'll just pop it out, squib some cement in, shove it up back onto my mouth, and we'll walk away, be fine for however long it takes me to erode it again. I have a massive, massive amount of entropy that just kind of radiates around me. I demagnetize credit cards. Things just fall apart. I'll sit on a chair and it'll just collapse and implode. It's not like I weigh a lot. I'll just sit down and it just falls apart. I'll pick something up and it shatters. It's like this weird necrotic energy that just is in orbit around me. It is readily acknowledged by friends and family. It's like, yeah, you have an entropy field that surrounds you that destroys stuff. I can't have nice things. I have to have basic utility stuff that's easy to replace, which is like one of the reasons I don't want to have a Cintiq, for example. That's a $3,000 piece of machinery that has to be mailed to me from Germany. And I'm like, maybe they have an American manufacturing site, but unlikely. So I want the cheap shit, like the cheapest things possible. For like when my field finally destroys my board, I can go down to Best Buy. It's a 5-minute walk from here. And go. They have 3 in stock right now. I can just go buy and replace it and be back up and running within the hour. Like that's I have to have like this very Spartan philosophy around stuff in my life because I can't expect. It will not last. It will not last. Anyway, so what's up? I think the cope would look awesome. Would look awesome with a fold running parallel near the leg. Oh, you mean like something like that? Running, yeah. I feel ya. Like a break like this. Yeah, to break up that shape. I was about to start working down here. That I probably would have found that same conclusion. You and I, we have the same idea, like the same sense of composition. Very similar sense of composition. Composition comrades. I want to break this across here. I have to keep that swoop because I like that direction towards the fist. So I'm going to thin this down a little bit here to get more direction. There we go. Did my music stop again? Epidemic has been... I like that. Epidemic's been squirrely, man. I've got it on shuffle and repeat, but it doesn't seem to want to jive with that. Let's scroll down to here. Let's see if we can kick things off. And we'll expand this out because he's doing the triumphant fist pump. So I want to billow the cloak over here a little bit to reflect that. The stance is so dull, the cape actually adds a lot of, well, pardon the pun, it adds a lot of flair to the bottom portion of this piece. It actually really needs to have this cape in place for it to feel like it gets less grandiose the further down the page you get. You know what I mean? This helps add a little bit of the cape really does level up the wearer. And I want to keep this shape in here. So I feel like I'm losing that break. Let's go back. Let's go back before I regret. And let's add a little more. This is billowed out too much. It shouldn't have such a sharp recession. So let's go here. And then curve this down here. A nice solid break. That's a little sloppy still, but we'll get into it. Let's bring this up a smidge here. And then break here. There we go. There we go. Let's get rid of that flare. Let's just reimagine this space inside here. Like that leg standing out doesn't feel as dull anymore. But what if we did something? What if we did something like this? I'm just going to explore this idea for a second. What's up? It's water. I don't think we're going to go with this, but I'm interested in the idea of it. I don't know, man. There might be something to that. Forget about rule number 1. Forget the bird. Follow the river. I don't know. I'm kind of liking this. It's blocking the whip a little bit by doing this. But this curve here, I think, is serving the role of what the whip was doing. We can just expand out the whip to have it curve around. Let's finish this thought here. Curves around like that. Draping is a thing. There we go. I see text. What's up? Same curve, different perspective. Oh, because it could be behind the leg. You're right. Because of the way the things flip. I think I need to push the cape back because the thigh here is looking. It doesn't have enough context, so it seems out of place. So I need to fix that. But yeah, we'll slip it to the background and see how it sits. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Okay, so I can have this. Oh, I like that. It's complementing. Like, I like these spaces that we're finding inside here. This is good. So yeah, if this is like rolling away like this, and then here like that, that works. But this is too down pointed. It needs to curve up. And I don't like how it's snug. Like when it was draped over, it made sense that it'd be hugging the leg, but when it's billowing back like that, now it just looks tangential. So I need to maybe use the right color. Flare. Let's try flaring this a bit. There we go. I think this might be the idea. So we can push this up now for more billowiness. That's a better shape. Let's carve into here like that. Do we want to expand that a bit? Get more of a wibble? So how does that work? It doesn't. This would have to drape more like this. It's going to be more of a vertical drop. Got to think of draping physics, right? And there comes back that whip. Let's take this and let's go here with the eraser and drop down to here to straighten out that edge. I see text. Hold on. I didn't anticipate this, but it makes total sense that it's here. So it's a little choked on this side. What's up? That pushes the cape away from his body as he thrusts himself on that side. Same curve, different perspective. We can warp around the front. I was concerned about having the thin line of it cutting across the patent leather and confusing the silhouette. So I wanted to keep it in the background so that that connection can be implied, so I don't have to worry about the highlighting and lighting effects of the whip in the foreground. By pushing in the background, I can basically just make it a silhouette. So I thought that would be an easier solution. Huh. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. It's short enough though that it doesn't actually actually I could probably have it in front of the arm to like here. And cross, well, I mean, it's behind right now, but well, we'll play with it when we get there. I'm not quite. Yeah, we have more length on this side than we have on this side currently, so I need to figure out how to fix that. And I'm going to try cutting deeper into the into the cape angle over here, and let the physics of the curve resolve behind his leg. We can push this out a little bit more. Hiding those curves behind the boards. And let's play with this idea just for a second. I see text. I'll catch up with you.
It's sprawling around him. Text up. Pushes the cape away from his body as he thrusts his fist up from the side. So I think it's the right position, but you're working it out. Yeah. It's spiraling around him. Yeah. That makes sense. Good. Oh, I see what you're saying. Interesting. Yeah.
If it was curling around his leg, that'll make this plane over here a little bit more interesting. And there's not a lot of detail around here that's fighting against the linear line. Linear line, the linear curve. Or that doesn't make sense. The whip. All right. Yeah, we're working it out. So let's actually hide the whip for the moment so it doesn't get in the way. And let's expand this out a little bit more. This, I think, is the extra volume that we need to make the cape work properly. I'm whinging on these details down here. It's not feeling. Let's go across like that. I want a long, majestic cape because that's a supervillain sort of thing to do. Like, this totally makes sense narratively. But the volume, you always have to be balancing the actual shape of the object. I guess I could get into a liquid tool and create a flat-planed cape with proper portions and then liquefy and drag it around to resize it. But what's the fun in that? Actually, it'd probably be crazy fun, but I'm not versed well enough with the different modifiers in the liquefy tool to actually be able to do that on the fly. It would just basically be bumbling around a lot. It would not be fun. Yeah, bringing that whip around now to the front here. That could actually be a lot of fun. We'll play with that idea. Let's stick with here for now. I think we're looking at an okay place. Let's cut that in here. Very yes. All right, I think that's good. I think that's going to work. And so let's take that whip idea. Duplicate. That's just straight black. Whatever, dude. Whatever. What is our size here? 8 point? Yeah, that makes sense. All right, this will be. We're going to invisible this. We're gonna mask this so it disappears. But let's play. Yeah, let's play with this a little bit. What can I do to cut across the shape to make it interesting? That swirling whip idea was a great one, Def. Well done, sir. Something like that feels kind of cool. That curve isn't quite working right. We made a copy of this, so if we need to go back, we can. That's why I duplicate layers often when I'm experimenting like this, because regerts. I can only hit the back function up to 100 times. so once I step 100 steps down this path, it closes behind me unless I create a save point by duplicating the layer first. So I have a lot of file glut, which is why I have a trash can folder, because I'll eventually just dump all the extra stuff into the trash can and delete the trash can before saving the piece. Not that I'm coming anywhere near file limit on my computer. I don't hate that. It's not quite right yet, though. Let's create a little bit more space. Oh, that's starting to look good. This is starting to feel pretty good.
Follow the logical laid path.
Nah, I don't have to. It could be a magic whip. I am not going to trace physics of a snake moving through a path with momentum. That is a deeper level of physics than I want to comprehend. But I like this. This movement feels good. Huh. See, obviously it's just an animated whip. He doesn't give a fuck. And hand.
That whip can look however you want. Yeah, no kidding, right? What are and where is his arm movements?
I don't know. I honestly don't care. I am not. I don't want to. I don't want to think about that too deeply. That path lies, for me, it lies to madness. Yeah, let's just get that curve. This needs to be more exaggerated. Ooh, I like that. I like it cutting across its eye. That's fun. I mean, it's going to be behind it, so it's not going to be blocking it. But the line going through, like, look at me. That's perfect. Nerf. I'm just trying. We're going to put like these little the little barbs that it has. I think that's a great way for us to be able to help fix. Like I don't have to worry about the shape being liquid smooth, because if we put the blades along it, it'll help like segment it, almost like more like a chain than a whip. But what's important to me right now is getting the path right, so that the path is complementary to the composition. I think we've just almost found it. Almost there. There we go. Ah, the muse is firing on all cylinders right now, and he's got the moves. She's got the moves. What on earth could make a brown-eyed girl so blue? And it's not perfect, but again, it doesn't have to be.
I'm not upset with that. Yeah, this is one link on Game Changer too, and you can push it back. You can pack as far back as you need to create your length if you wanted. Yeah. This is really turning out.
All right, so let's go in here and let's add our masking layer. There's a bit of a tangent here. You see that? It's running very close to where that edge on that gauntlet is. So I have to be mindful of that. We can add the masking layer here and then reshape the whip, knowing that it's going to automatically be behind. But yeah, that's a bit of a tangent there. We were talking about that yesterday. You cannot like tangents. Let's duplicate the layer because most of it I like. Let's just fix this bit. Take this back down to 8. I think it's 9 now that we expanded it. No, it's still 8. Yeah. Point on. Thank you, Muse. Let's hit those marks. Thank you. There we go. Something like that. Oh, we have to go back through and fix our layer. That's okay. Ooh. Add in here, erase out there, add in here. That feels pretty good. Yeah, it's a little rough, but again, we're gonna add the barbs in so we can segment it to make it smooth. But I think that curve feels pretty good. I'm gonna nitpick for a second. Look at that fucking point. God damn, that was good. That collapse. I want to have that collapsing arc there to pull your eye around hard. I think that feels pretty good. It's a little off over here. There we go. Still a little off. I need to curve this around. Maybe a bit more like that. Those skill shots. God damn, my end to end is pretty damn on point today. Pardon the pun. Very, very nice. How are we doing on time? 7:27. Yeah, we've still got 20 minutes. That feels a lot stronger than it was prior to today. I mean, it's still not legendary. It's not like, holy shit. Like, this is not my best picture. This would not be a book cover. But for a fucking token, yeah, I'm here. I am here for that. Let's create our square. And yeah, it sits really nicely inside the box. So again, it's a token, but we're putting it on the page. It's a pretty big space size filling. That's a big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill. All right, we're gonna leave that like that. We can drop this down here so it doesn't clutter the page. Yeah, I think I'm here for now.
What's up? Project Zombies. Keep running something about Sims 2. Hey, Gabby. Is my Sims? Oh, no shit.
Right on. I used to be a big Civ 5 fan, and I would say, okay, so here's the games that I've played in the order that I've played them since their release. The first Fable, Civ 5, League of Legends, Path of Exile. That's it for the past 20 some odd years. Before Fable was Gauntlet Legends 1 and 2, and DOA and DOA Volleyball. And then prior to DOA was the first Battle Arena Toshinden on the original PlayStation. Like that is my catalog of video games, quote unquote video games I've played since 1990. Oh, also played Lego Star Wars and and Lego Harry Potter on the Xbox. I'm horrible at video games. Absolutely horrible at them. I admire people that are skilled to do those. I am not that guy. Know thy limitations. I'm going to, for now, conceal the whip again. I like where this is going. So let's see. We have this internal magic effect going on, which I don't know about. I don't know if I want to duplicate that so much. Maybe I do. But not for the interior space of the whip. That's cool, but that's not actually like a portal. This inside the robe actually is kind of like a portal, which is super cool. Let's grab the Darkiest Dark. Start building this up. There we go. I don't know. Maybe we'll put the universe at his back. Maybe that's how he plane shifts. Maybe he envelops his cloak around him. Envelops his cloak around himself and then disappears into itself.
I played all of those. Yeah, right on.
I still love Gauntlet Legends. That was a fantastic. That game was built really, really well. Yeah, because they're creating. This is curling into itself to create a pocket. See how that's working here? Like you got this pocket space because both edges are curling forward. We've got spaces that are curling away. So I think what I need to do is have it curl forward. Because I like the idea of adding a Spelljammer style astral space inside the interior there. I mean, sure, I'm really just riffing off of what they're doing here, but I like it. I think it's cool. Do I want to? Well, I definitely want to duplicate this layer so I can mess around with it. There we go, duplicate layer. There you go, messing around with it. I like that. I still like that break, but now I'm thinking, what if we do different? Oh, we can still put the break in here. Nice, we found it. Let's do this because I like that. I like that inner universe idea. That's super cool. I think it'll help elevate the piece a little bit, and we can create really interesting lighting effects. If we have stars and stuff on the interior of the cape, we can create all sorts of weird backlighting. That might be fun. This piece is going to take longer than I anticipated. Is anyone fucking surprised, like, at all? The consensus should be no. We are not surprised at fucking all, Phil. Cheers. Super cheers. So let's get back into that, and let's take this curve here, bring that down to an 8. That's not a bad hit. Did you see that shit? On point, literally. Oh, I'm really loving the skill shots. Really appreciating the skill shots here. It's not a perfect circle, but I am approaching Da Vinci style. Fwaff. Like being able to nail edge to edge, like point to point on a curve is just, oh god, that's satisfying. That is such a satisfying skill shot. That's like 3-point from the half court feeling. Just like nothing but net from the half court. Get out of here. I'm not a fan of wand dueling. I think it's overly complicated. I appreciate the attempt, but otherwise, I like the idea and concept of it. I own the book. I've not invested the time in reading it. I love the area between Breland and Droam being a Wild West region. God, that makes so much sense. And it completely locks in with that 1920s sort of vibe. I love that. It's a God, Eberron is such a great representation of a 1920s fantasy world. I'm a fan of wand guns. I've been using them since 3rd edition. But I just basically reskin crossbows. The 3 different, like, heavy crossbow, light crossbow, hand crossbow. Those are just the 3 different grades of wand weapons, and it has the reload property. There's an insignia on the trigger mechanism that you have to trace the insignia to re-spark the magic. So you're basically doing like you have your ammo is fidgeting, so you fidget the pattern back in to turn it back on, and then you fire the shot, and then you fidget it in. So when you take the quick shot feat, it's not that you suddenly become so awesome at being able to pull and reload a crossbow because the crossbow had all its cranking and stuff. But by replacing it with a magical mechanism, you get really good at being able to spin off that symbol. Because like you're holding your weapon like this, and you can just restructure and pop the shot. So you get fast enough to fire it. That's how I do it anyway. So, and then depending on, flavor, whatever crystal you plug into the hilt changes the damage type. So you can start off with piercing damage, force damage, necrotic damage, radiant damage, and different factions and militaries use different damage types. Like obviously, Karnath uses necrotic energy. Because back in 3rd edition, that would heal people. Or, I'm sorry, it would heal undead. So in 3rd edition, using necrotic cannons like that, you can shoot your undead army and heal them in the process. So you can just have a healer on the back line that would just basically pop, 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 heal, 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 heal. 3rd edition was so fun. There. Oh, that feels pretty damn good. Okay, that I think properly sets the stage for us. That billow looks pretty good. It's a pretty simple shape, but I think it should be. Maybe we can sweep this in a smidge. I don't think I would be opposed to reintroducing necrotic healing for undead in 5e. That would actually make a fun boss fight sort of thing. Like a boss fight undead, its necrotic damage heals undead minions around it. That'd be a fun way to be able to extend the life of like a single mob as an ongoing hazard that the team has to deal with while battling the big bad. I kind of like that idea. Let's see if trimming down the cape here at the top feels good. That did feel good. Okay, that's our space. So that feels proper. Let's create. What is there purple in here? A lot of blue, huh? A lot of blue. Let's well, hey, I've got a snag here we need to fix. Oops, wrong color. Thank you. Nope. That is wrong. Thank you. Let's fix that. Am I missing text? I keep running out of time when I play 10-minute chess. So to fix it, I've decided to start playing 5-minute chess to force me to get used to making decisions quickly. And I was just cleared 1,000 in the 10-minute rapid chess. But I'm sorry, no, it's 5 minutes is rapid chess, 3 minutes is blitz. I think 10 minutes is just 10-minute time. Anyway, I got over 1,000 rank in 10 minutes, but I can't get above. I can't even hit 400 in 5-minute chess. It is a different breed. Like I think everyone is like, yeah, I got to 1,000. Now I'm going to go shift down to 5 minutes. I think I am following the same path as everyone else, because the competition at the 300 range and the 5-minute chess for me is fucking crazy. There's so little time that the chances of blundering is higher. That's what it is. So your ability to identify your enemy blundering is a key to being able to win games. Most of the time, when I win, it's somebody that I see blunders worse than I do, and I just wait for them to make a mistake, and then I exploit on it, and then I just lean in on it. Because you're going to blunder more when you're speeding up your game. That's why I'm speeding up my game, so I can maybe slide back to 10-minute chess and have more and be built to have more time, like to be able to make decisions quicker, so I can process those 10-minute games better. But 5-minute chess is a good game because that's something you can do like while you're waiting for something or whatever. I'd like to get into Blitz 3-minute chess so that I could like while I'm standing in line hammer through a game of chess. If I ever get to a point where I don't embarrass myself, if I can get to a 1500 elo and not embarrass myself, I'll stream some games. I see text. But right now I still blunder and I miss stuff and I expose myself in bad ways and I realize 3 moves in that I made a bad choice. I know I'm certainly no grandmaster and I got to pay my dues. But I don't think I want to pay all my dues on screen. There. Okay, I think I finished whinging on that.
If you're interested, I'll drop a link in the Discord. You can go and either play as a guest or sign up. Migo Yogo, which I have a friend who invested a game called Migo Yugo. I think you'd like it.
Huh. I don't play, like, chess is the only game I actually play. You are welcome to drop the link. You are a trusted member of the Discord community. So you dropping links isn't going to be a scam. So yeah, go ahead. Please do. I'll check it out. I don't guarantee I'll play, but I'll check it out. I said I was done with the cape, but I'm sitting here whinging on it. All right, we spent this session building a cape. So, cheers. Let's see. What do I need to do next? Let's fold that. Oh yeah, we were going to build the universe. All right, let's get universal. What I think I actually want to do let's see. Where do I want to go? Production. Interior pages, done. Exploration. Yeah, this should find us what I want. There's a good burble. This is from the Spelljammer book that I built. How it auto aligns to the corner, I love that. But yeah, these are little corner pieces. Like, this is what I was talking about, like where the little gaps are. We're going to put an illustration here. But we were talking about there's like maybe 12 pages inside this book that has like these little, like 5 or 6 line little spaces. And in the Spelljammer book, it was easy because I could just put astral smear in these corners and it would be flavorful. I don't know what my flavorful little embellishments are supposed to be yet for this book. So that's the next thing that we get to do after we finish these monster tokens is then go in and create that motif, that corner piece motif. Why is this so gray? Okay, I had to check real quick to make sure I hadn't lost color. I didn't realize how monotone this was. This isn't a good illustration to use then. I want something, let's go see if I can find astral space with a little bit more flair. Maybe this one. Very drab. Let's not this one. Let's instead, hold on. Thank you for your service. Open. Let's go to, let's go to the Monster Menagerie. Creatures. Let's grab, let's just grab this. Here's a piece I did of Space Scabbers. Maybe we have some more variety in color here. you know what? Now that I've gone through that whole process, I think I'm going to come back to the beginning here and actually just grab these colors in here. We're going to start with this blue, and then we'll fuck around and find out.
Planned reading order is Exploring, Chronicles, and Cookstone. Oh, right on.
Yeah. That'll do you. Eberron is such a great setting. I really just love it. Prior to me getting into Eberron, my modern world, I took the Athos map of Dark Sun. Athos is the world in Dark Sun. I played a shitload of Dark Sun in 2nd edition, and in 3rd edition. But before we got into Eberron in 3rd edition, we were doing a normal, like we basically built a homebrew world version of what Athos was before the bombs dropped, basically, like pre-apocalypse Athos, like Tyr and Uruk and Golg and all these cities. We had them like in forests and mountains and rivers and stuff. So we basically built a world from the topography of Athos and basically just filled it in with, like, you know, healthy living green energy type plant life and shit, and then left it with the elemental theme that had been created because, you know, the divine gods weren't present in Athos. We kept that, so there was only elemental priests, just like in normal Athos, but now, you know, like there'd be abundant water priests, and there would be, yeah, and like create food and shit would work. That was the homebrew world of choice in our campaigns until we finally flipped over to Eberron. But yeah, Eberron's good. It's got a lot of cool shit going on to it. It is totally worth anyone's time. Let's go here again. Oh shit! I think I'm out of time. No, it's 7:48. I got just a few minutes. Let's get that last little line in here. My doctor, my dentist office. Oops, I don't need that. My dentist office opens at 8. So as soon as I'm done here and logging out and all the blah blah, I'm going to jump on the phone and say, "Hey, how soon can I come in for you to look at my bridge that fell out of my mouth?" I told you guys it was loose. When they first put it in, I'm like, how durable is this? They're like, oh yeah, you can. It's not a problem at all. It's like, I don't think you guys understand how much entropy I create. Like, I destroy stuff, just destroy it. All right, this is feeling pretty good. I think this is going to be fun. This is taking more time than I expected. Big surprise. Oh shit, that's actually on the same color. I can't do it that way. New layer, please. Thank you. I'm going to enjoy creating this inner universe. It's going to take a little bit of extra time, but God, I think it's going to be worth it, man. But this is where we have to pause for now. So far, so good. It's taking more time than I expected, but what else is new, right? At least I'm still getting stuff done. So while this is occupying your time, I'm filling in all the details on the back end so that once we get there, I can just take this finished piece and just slap it into the page and be done. So, yeah, that's going to be it for today. Drop the link. Good. It most likely means your jawbone itself is what deteriorated happens. No. They glue it on. When I bit, I think what happened is I chipped the tooth. So I think I bit a chicken. I chew on bones. They said I should be fine on chewing anything. I took their word for it, but maybe not. So I didn't even know it. My gal noticed that I had a missing barb on my tooth. And she's like, what happened there? I have no idea. And then I touched it and I noticed there was a wiggle. So I think I cracked my fucking bridge. So I think what happened is I broke the glue inside of it, and now it just drops off. But it fell off into my sink. I was able to put it in, and I just slipped it back on. So I don't think I don't think the posts themselves broke. If they did, that'd be a big fucking problem, because they'd have to do surgery to unscrew the thing and screw a new one in, and that would be months of recovery time. So I am praying that it's just the piece either cracked, like the screw holes split open so that it wibbles now, or it's just that the glue came off and there's naturally some gaps. So pray for me, guys, that it's going to be a really easy fix. If it's cracked, they have the STL file. They can just build me a new one. If it's just a matter of glue, they can just put some Elmers in there and squip it back on my head and send me off to lunchtime within minutes. If it's the screws that are broken inside my jaw, I am fucked. But that's not what was loose. It just literally just fell off of the pegs. So I think it's a glue issue. Yeah. No, it's a bridge. So I have two pegs here and here, and then this whole front foretooth. If you go back to my videos like a year and a half ago, you'll see me on chat. I don't have a bridge. I never used a bridge. I thought it was hysterical that I looked like that kid in Stranger Things. So it was only like an 8-month healing process. So I'm like, I'm just gonna lean into this. I'm gonna glorify the embarrassment of it. Just live with it. And so you'll be able to see me without teeth. It's fucking great. It's fucking great. Yeah, go back to the early videos of this session, and you'll find me without teeth there. It's so fun. But yeah, there's this two little posts, and this thing, like, they put glue into the holes and they push it on, and then the glue fast seals to the metal, and it just stays in your head. Apparently, it normally takes 10 years for a bridge to loosen, and they expect it, but it could also be a grinding issue, like grinding in my sleep. If there's structural harm, but I have a chip missing, so I'm certain it was an impact that I just didn't notice, because it didn't actually damage the stumps. It damaged the frame of the actual piece itself. That's what got broke, which is why I didn't know. I didn't go, oh, like when I bit the stone, or like when I bit the bone. I didn't even know it happened. So it had to have just broken either the structure of the hole, or the glue broke the glue inside. Either way, I'm hoping it's an easy fix. But you can tell when you eat by looking at your mom. Huh? Bro, I've seen so many people without teeth as a technician. Oh, right on. Yeah. I can tell you what you eat. Wow, neat. Right on. Okay, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go see if I can get into the dentist today. So I gotta bail out of here. God, thanks a lot for hanging out with me, guys. I stream Monday through Friday in the mornings. I do game design on Monday and Thursday nights, like last night. Check that out. That was a lot of fun. And then Saturday morning. So I'm going to be back tomorrow morning. It's 8 a.m. here in Seattle. I'll be back on 9:30-ish tomorrow. We're starting to build out for the Strixhaven Mage Tower Rugby 5e combat stuff. So I'm going to be building characters using the martial power system and the color mana system, just to build just a few different athletes for fun. And just to see how the system works, and so you guys can see how I build with it and like ideas that I have with it. So, yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot. Cheers.